Hello, hello, everyone. Welcome to Auntie Derek's Daytime Tea, where we discuss the latest celebrity tea in the news. I'm your host, Auntie Derek, and today is Wednesday, September 3rd. Beyonce Eve, the eve of Beyonce's birthday. With me on the mic, I have two fabulous co hosts, I Chill and my favorite Taurus. Hey, booze.
What's up, y'all? What's up, Auntie?
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. I am fabulous, honey. How y'all doing?
No complaints on my end. It's all lovely, honey.
I know that's right. Well, honey, there was some very interesting tea that was in the news, so we could just go ahead and jump right in.
Well, let's do it. Tea time.
Yes. Well, the first story, and I'm sure we can imagine that this was going to happen, but they finally caught up with Jalen Brown and tried to ask him about his daddy.
Oh,
And,
God, no.
and you even said, "Chill, like, why they keep bringing his name up? They don't even have a relationship like that."
Leave
But
that child alone. Oh, I hate that.
mm, yeah, and they really tried it, and I don't know if that was his girlfriend that was with him. So y'all see, I just posted a TMZ link. I don't know if that was his girlfriend with him, but she was just pretty. We're not answering any questions. He didn't say a thing in this quick
Hmm.
clip I'm about to show y'all.
Go, Jalen.
But
I love it.
yes,
Don't give them nothing.
I agree. And y'all should see where it says here: NBA star Jalen Brown, mom's on dad's attempted murder case. Let's just watch this come up here.
So it's a long story. Okay.
Jalen, how you doing, sir? How you doing, man? Dude, how's your dad holding up? May I ask? All right. Just is he holding up all right? Are you hopeful that he's going to be exonerated, Jalen? Is there hope there, sir? All right, thank you.
He's still asking. Somebody tell you they not answering questions, and you still go on like a buffoon. Really? I mean, that is so
Mm-hmm.
stupid. Oh my
Cause you want to
God.
know what? Cause if Harvey Levin see that video allegedly, and he see that he didn't pester him with all them questions, Harvey gonna be like, "Well, wait a minute, is you more scared of him or you more scared of me? Which one you more
Wow.
scared of?"
Uh-uh.
Yep. Go ahead, favorite Taurus.
Well, they're always trying to get a Cardi B moment. They want a reaction to get the clicks and the views or what have you. It is tales old as time. I'm surprised they haven't attempted to try a new tactic because obviously the ones they're trying is not aren't working at the moment.
Yep. Well, from what we know, the head of TMZ, Harvey Levin, um, we have I don't want to put anybody on the spot, but what we know is that he actually, if it were not for a certain person that we know, then TMZ wouldn't even be on the internet. He was very I don't want to say held back the progress, but he was, from what I understand, was very like a stickler. He was a stickler about keeping TMZ only on TV, so solely on like as a news state. But he did not want TMZ.com, and people had to talk his ass. So I think that would answer your question. Like, why do they keep using the same methods? Because the person who is the head of them is afraid of change and don't want to change their methods. That's what I think. I could be wrong, but I'm usually not. So,
Yeah, crazy. I'm glad he didn't give him anything, though. That man has nothing to do with it. They don't even have a close relation. And even if they did have a close relationship, I still would have given them nothing.
I'm with you. Yeah, because that's yeah. If we know that they and with from the and it was TMZ that told us that they don't have a good relationship. So if y'all
Right.
know this, yeah,
Already.
child.
Ooh. I see why the celebrities really get sick of like the paparazzi and stuff like that and go get violent with them because they are really stupid like this. They're so determined to get a reaction or a picture, they will run over your children trying to get a picture of you or they it's really bad.
Agreed. Well, does anybody want to add anything about Jalen Brown or his crazy ass daddy before we go to the next story?
sure there's more to come. We're going to hear about this trial and his stupid lawyer and this supposed gun whip. Oh my God.
He was pistol whipped.
Pistol whip. Yeah.
This big ass 7 foot man was pistol
Mm-hmm.
whipped and was
First,
so afraid of his life that he had to stab this little man who looks like a midget compared to him.
yeah,
Oh,
he got all pistol whip. Okay.
I'm sorry, forgive me because I believe midget is an offensive term. I'm sorry, I think the term is little person, so please forgive
Right.
me.
Yes.
All right. Well, our next story. Now, this is actually this is something. So Lil Nas X's dad, his father, is that he actually spoke to this website, The Times, and he's saying that jail his son is not on drugs, and his actions led him to jail because he feels like he's under a bunch of pressure and stuff. So let me just get this article here, and let me share my screen.
Already the headline is pissing me off.
Yeah. Oh, you all should probably see a black screen. Let me reshare. Sorry. All right, so you see, I'm Lil Nas X's father. My son's arrest is the ultimate price of fame. The headline that just pissed Chill off. So 5 years ago, Lil Nas X was the toast of the Grammy Awards after the spectacular success of his debut single. That night, the musician, whose real name is Montero Hill, won 2 awards and was nominated for 6. A critically acclaimed performance at Glastonbury followed, heralding the arrival of a major new force in pop. Last week, the 26-year-old was arrested and charged with injuring a police officer, an accusation he denies. He was taken to the hospital with a suspected overdose after being filmed wandering down a Los Angeles boulevard naked, but for underwear and a pair of cowboy boots. It marks a remarkable fall from grace for the pop rapper, who in 2022 became the youngest honoree in America's esteemed Songwriters Hall of Fame. 2 years after Time Magazine named him one of 100 most influential people in the world. Now, speaking to the Times for the first time since his son's arrest, Hill's father described his son's breakdown as the ultimate price of fame. I
Okay.
understand how the music business is, said Robert Stafford, a 56-year-old gospel singer from Atlanta, Georgia. It's like a high. When you get to that level, you want that drug again and you want to hit that high again. Hill has since been charged with 3 felony counts of battery with injury on a police officer and 1 felony count of resisting an executive officer. The singer appeared in court this week and was released on a $75,000 bond, conditional on attending drug treatment. If convicted as charged, Hill, who is pictured in blue jail scrubs, faces 5 years in prison. Stafford blamed Hill's mother has battled addiction and in 2021 was filmed begging street corner in Atlanta. Stafford said, for a 26-year-old to have to deal with what he's dealing with, to be a breadwinner for a lot of people, the inability to change his mother's situation, and the pressure he puts on himself, Hill has tried to help his mother, Stafford said, but she has so far resisted his offers. That can weigh heavily on your heart, he added. Stafford defended his son, saying saying it was unfortunate. As a celebrity, his worst moment was caught on camera and beamed around the world. He flew to Los Angeles to support him and sobbed at seeing Hill in jail clothing behind glass. I went to visit him in jail, and as soon as I walked through that door, I couldn't do anything but cry, Stafford said. To see my baby boy on the other side of that glass. We shed tears with each other for a minute, and I had to tell him that what you're going through is normal. Is it though? But okay. We all have breakdowns every now and then, but the difference is yours gets played out in the public eye. Stafford said seeing the video of his son was distressing, but from the footage he thought that's not even him, and realizing he was suffering. Hill gave a tearful apology. When I went to visit, he asked me to say, "Tell everybody I'm sorry they saw me like that." Even in that moment, he was apologizing to people for something he was going through. Hill grew up in Atlanta and lived with his mother until he was 10. Stafford obtained full custody in light of his former partner's addiction problems. She was a good mother, him with an MP3 player filled with Usher songs. Okay, that's good parenting. Okay. Hill was a bright student and studied computer science at the University of West Georgia. He dropped out to pursue a career in music. Stafford admits, half jokingly, that he did not support that decision at the time. Hill paid $20 for time at an Atlanta recording studio in December of 2018 and $30 to download a beat. It was then that he created Old Town Road. The song, a hip hop infused country music track, went viral on social media before storming the charts. Billy Ray Cyrus spotted its potential and recorded a remix version with Hill. The song spent 19 consecutive weeks on the top of the Billboard 100 record. Hill had gone from college dropout to global star in a matter of months. He then came out as gay on Twitter. Stafford said he was already sure of his son's sexuality when he received a midnight call before the public announcement. I told him, no matter what, you're my child. I will always love you, no matter your sexual preferences. Stafford recalled telling Hill, who won praise for his LGBT, and they forgot the Q, advocacy. The 62nd Grammy Awards were held in Los Angeles in January 2020. Hill had six nominations, including for Record of the Year, Album of the Year, and Best New Artist. He won for Best Pop Duo Group Performance and Best Music Video, capping a meteoric rise. Uh, and I think the rest of the article is just pretty much talking about his rise to fame and stuff like that. So we all witnessed it in real time. But really, the story was about his dad, and he feels that the pressures of fame is what caused his son's breakdown. I
But
kind of get it, but
that's not how the headline was formulated.
right, right.
It's a bit misleading, the wording, but okay, I get what he's saying, and it's pressure for a lot of people. Some people do buckle. We watched it happen with Brittany.
Hmm.
It happens. I'm glad he has this family support though, in his sexuality and what's going on with him. Yeah, Mariah. So yeah, good for him.
I'm just glad to see that, like you said, his family support, but especially his dad,
Yeah.
especially after knowing that his mom had struggles with addiction and stuff like that.
Hmm.
And I love to see it. So I
And
we
that
are we.
and that
Oh, go
he's
ahead,
not
boo.
that he's not on drugs. I'm glad it
Yep.
was wasn't that.
Yep. Go ahead, favorite Taurus.
It also further highlights how predatory the entertainment industry is. You know, they will exhaust these artists of all of their worth and not provide them the adequate support necessary, or the artists themselves don't have the awareness or capacity to seek out the actual help because there's it's such a whirlwind of access to everything they can ever imagine, and it becomes intoxicating. So I hate that it's so common again, considering that like these artists are creating works that essentially entertain us, make us feel good in many cases, and yet behind closed doors, when no one's watching, they're actually suffering, and it's a story that it never gets it never gets easier to hear, you know. And I just hope GP doesn't become too desensitized, you know, even with the parasocial relationships that they tend to acquire through these artists, like not become so desensitized that they don't see them as human and they have the same issues and struggles that many people have, you know. And plus one to Auntie, shout out to a black father showing up for his queer son, which is it's a shame we even have to say that. But in the Western American society that we currently live in, it's something that's celebrated, which is still odd to me.
Look what
Yes,
happened to
indeed.
Michael. It doesn't even matter who you are. The pressure on him to go on that last tour, which he probably shouldn't have been pressured to do, and having that doctor there to prop him up, to get him, through the rehearsals, and he was already in trouble before then. That,
Mhm.
at least that's the story I got, is that the record company, his label, pressured him to do that concert because they wanted the money.
Yeah. Well, did y'all cuz it's funny you brought up Michael cuz our next story is going to be about him. So did anybody want to add anything else about Lil Nas X's dad before we go to the next story?
Okay then.
Well, not about Michael per se, but that movie about his life that's coming out. That and well, Coleman Domingo will be playing Joe Jackson.
Oh, I hadn't heard.
Yes, and Nia Long is playing Catherine.
Oh, okay.
Yep. So Coleman, he's actually in the news talking about how because he really did his work and did his research for the role, and who was helping him with the role is Michael Jackson's kids. So and let me get that people link for y'all. Ooh, I don't think it posted. Sorry, give me 1 second. Sorry, I think my audio went out. Sorry, give me 1 second. Well, anyway, y'all can see it shared on the screen while it's trying to update. But here, you should see Coleman Domingo says Prince and Paris Jackson have been lovely to him in making of Michael Jackson's biopic. So Coleman Domingo did his research for his role in Michael. People spoke to the actor on Sunday, August 31st, at the Amphiar Benefit Gala in Venice, Italy, held during the Venice Film Festival. The Oscar nominee, who's 55, hosted the event and is soon set to star in Michael, a biopic of Michael Jackson in which he plays Jackson family patriarch Joe Jackson. Domingo hosted this year's AMF AR benefit gala, which saw Jude Law presenting Julian Schnabel with AMF AR's Award of Inspiration and featured performances by Ava Max and Paris Jackson. The 2025 event raised over 3.4 million for HIV/AIDS research and awareness. The actor tells people he received support for his role in Michael from Paris Jackson, Joe's 27-year-old granddaughter, and her brother Prince Jackson, who's 28, both children of the late pop star. They like that's a nice way for us to be together. Domingo adds that he chatted briefly with Paris about the project, and she's been nothing but lovely and warm to him. The actor was drawn to the biopic for its insight into the family surrounding Michael, played by the King of Pop's nephew, Jaffer Jackson, he says. The thing that has inspired me the most is this very profound and prominent family called the Jacksons, Domingo tells people. We would not have any of this music that we used to have the great memories of us that we used to have the great memories about the moments, the big moments that we are because of the Jackson family. And I'm not just saying just Michael, the entire Jackson family. Michael, who died in 2009, was a controversial figure with a complicated life growing up in the spotlight. He also wrote his father out of his will. Domingo previously told people about what he hopes audiences get out of his humanity. I want to find their heart and their humor. It may go against public opinion sometimes. It's my responsibility to find the complex version of these people. So yeah, nice to know that they are really supportive of the movie. I mean, that kind of leads me to believe this is actually going to be well. They already got some master actors. We know Coleman Domingo can act. His that is a master actor right there, and then and Nia Long is a good one too. So I'm not too familiar with Michael's nephew Jaffer Jackson. But I don't know if he's ever done music or anything. But if he's going to be playing Michael, then I can imagine he can sing. So go ahead, favorite Taurus.
Jafar is they consider him to be like a little Michael,
Hmm.
and so he was pretty much a shoe in to play his uncle in the film.
And he doesn't he favor him a lot? I think I've seen a picture of him before. They talked about him.
Extremely, but more than that, I'm really excited to that this film is even being made and that the family is involved. Um, I have a slightly different opinion. I don't believe, well, based upon evidence that we showed, Michael wasn't as controversial as people made him out to be. That he was just in controversies that he was found to be not guilty of, innocent, I should say. In but just knowing that the family is involved and it's not going to be some salacious, shisty ass story that stars Flex Alexander, it makes me really excited, to kind of, if anything, bring closure and healing to like his fans and those who aren't as familiar with Michael, but they're a fan of film. Um, bring him humanity as well. And I'm glad that Coleman is looking at Joe through that perspective because people are complex in general. Like as much bad shit that Joe Jackson did, he was a responsible figure. Even though not to wake it up, but to wake it up, the talent came from Catherine. Because who's Catherine's cousin? Stevie Wonder. Anyway, so if it wasn't for his iron hand, we wouldn't have the Jackson family in general. Most importantly, Michael and the dancing lady. So his story deserves to be told.
Yeah.
Agreed. And Jafar, I am so sorry. I kept calling you Jaffer, honey, making you sound like somebody's 50-something-year-old uncle. My apologies. So it's Jafar Jackson. My bad.
Same thing with Beyonce's dad. I mean, he had some bad things that happened, in his life, but he did propel his daughter to stardom. I mean, there's some good things he did too. So I guess two things can be true. But I agree, Will. This should be more of an uh, accurate portrayal of Michael and who he really was, as opposed to some, you know, money grabbing project just for the views. Go ahead, Will.
And side note, did y'all know that Bubbles is still alive? He's
Yes,
he's
I saw that.
he's he's living in Florida in an animal sanctuary, and his Michael's estate is paying to keep him comfortable there. Yeah, he's 42 years old.
Yep.
Good old Bubbles.
No, I didn't know Bubbles was alive. Well, shout out to Bubbles the chimp. Shout out.
A lot of the things Michael did just were different from other people. Like he wore a mask, and most of the time he had a chimp. He did the bar, not bariatric, the oxygen chamber, which a lot of people do today, to maintain youth. But back when he did it, it was viewed as weird and just his. They was just curious about everything in his life and whatever he did. People just wanted to know when he married Lisa Marie, and then he had those children, and everybody's like, "Oh, those aren't his children. Are those his children?" All that kind of stuff. There's always a segment of the population that's going to take a story and make it, weird or something to be, goggled at and stuff. So, yeah, I think this will be a great project if the family, is behind it. I love that.
I can't wait to see it, honey.
Me too. I wonder if it's going to come out in theaters or streaming.
If I'm not mistaken, I think it's going to be in theaters, but don't quote me though.
Okay, that's fine. It'll come to streaming eventually, but yeah, that's good.
Well, does anybody want to add anything about well, I just want to add one quick thing. I can't think of Paris without thinking about that. Remember when they were talking about her on the reel and Jocelyn was co-hosting that day? And Jocelyn pretty much said the quiet part out loud. She was like, "Now, girl, look, I understand that your daddy didn't want to, talk, wanted to make you feel like that you was a bad, but let's be real. This is a white girl, okay? This is a white girl." And then Samira was like, "Well, Jocelyn, my son, he looks just like her, and I tell her he's black all the time." So Jocelyn like, "I must be going blind, cause then I don't I would never forget that." But yeah, shout out to Paris. I think she did really good. Her character, what was that show she was in? Swarm. I think she did a really good job in that, and I think she
Yeah,
should do more acting.
she's forged her own path for sure. And those were his children. I don't care if his sperm didn't make them. He said they were his, and they were his. I mean, there are a lot of families that are put together and not genetically related. So it is what it is. That's his daughter, and those are his sons. I don't see it any differently.
Same. Go ahead, favorite Taurus.
And it's wild to me that people like to act like chattel slavery never existed. But that's what many of those families were made of, people who weren't related, but they became family, you know. So people will do and say and try to do things to kind of diminish Michael as a person, as an entertainer, and it will never stick. It will never ever stick, and I'm grateful, to lived in the timeline where I got to see and witness his superstardom firsthand, like affect the world. It was fucking nuts.
Yeah, but the child abuse accusations, you know, being who he was, that was such a just a time of turmoil for him, and just the opportunistic nature of it. These people coming forward, uh, which was definitely a grab for money in his case. It was so sickening, and for him to have to go through that and still come out innocent. Justice did the right thing, but just to have to go through all of that when you're someone at that level, I mean, all kinds of stuff gets, lobbed at you. And I'm glad he made it through it, but I think it it troubled him how people, came at him. Maybe which is I know he got addicted from his hair getting on fire to painkillers, which progressed to use of other drugs. But I think the lifestyle he lived and what was going on with him didn't help him, in trying to overcome those things because he was just under so much pressure from so many angles.
He was a successful black man. That's what
Yep.
happens.
I mean, his estate is still, mega huge,
Mhm.
supporting his whole, family line.
To this day, there's still no. I don't want to wake that up, but yeah, to this day, everyone in the majority of people in the Jackson family are benefiting still off of the art that he's created throughout his life.
Yeah, they are.
They are indeed. Well, did anybody want to add anything else about Michael or Paris Coleman or the movie that's coming out before we go to the next story?
We can't wait.
Hello, front and center with popcorn, honey. Well, this next story, I'm sorry, y'all, is not as interesting as the one we just did, but Master P. So it looks like he's trying to now again put together something at the University of New Orleans. I have this TMZ article, and you see where it says here, Master P says he hit up Lil Wayne to perform at University of New Orleans. Let's just kind of watch him talk about it. Get 1 second. Well, these ad blockers be doing what they do, honey.
You had some really exciting ideas. Hey, I'd like to get some big name artists in.
Yeah,
Obviously, that the
yeah,
excitement.
yeah.
Have you talked to anybody? I think you talked to one of our camera people few months back, like, hey, I would love for
So the
Nikki. Or
yeah,
have you
so the
talked to
first the
anybody?
first game is gonna be November 8th,
Okay.
and I'm bringing some huge talent. But I reached out to Lil Wayne management team,
Wow.
so we're gonna see how that go.
Well, that would
If
make a
that
lot of sense, right? For
Yeah, for
Wayne
the
and
first game,
obviously,
but if it
yeah,
don't work
right,
out, it's still I'm like we got 11 more home
right,
games, which we could bring them in. I'm gonna hit up J. Cole. I'm gonna hit man, it's so much talent out
right.
here.
No, I
So
know
you
that's
got NBA young boy,
right.
you got Boosie,
Yeah,
you got so we got a lot of locals from
right,
New Orleans and Baton Rouge and Louisiana that we could hit up first.
right.
I feel like if that happened, if not, then I'm thinking Gorilla. I'm thinking.
Yeah,
I mean, I think it could be fun.
yeah.
So
And that kind of stuff helps with recruiting too,
yeah,
right? Like,
yeah,
who doesn't want to be a part
and
of that?
then the ones that don't want to perform, just come hang out.
Right,
I got the
right.
front row seats for you.
Yeah,
I got floor seats
there you
already
go.
lined up for the store, so
Right,
you never know who's gonna be in the
right.
building. So I got people all over the world now getting ready to come to the game.
Wow.
So I got people calling me, hey, I just brought a ticket. I'm flying in November 8th. I gotta be
Really?
there. This is
Yeah.
history for you coming from hip hop to be president of basketball
Wow.
operations. So those are the type of things that excite me.
Okay, so um, two things. One, I love that he's able to like to talk like clearly in his new teeth because I remember he was having like a really hard time, like we like just do having regular conversation with his new teeth and stuff. So I'm glad to see that they've settled and he's able to like speak clearly. So that's one. Two, I just like I see a comment here, he's selling it too much. Exactly. See, if you know your shit is gonna be that shit, then you wouldn't. Mm-mm. If you know what I know, and if all these people that he's naming, like Lil Wayne, Glorilla, and whoever else he done named, if you know what I know, you'll get your shit in writing and make sure you have a solid contract because clearly, and I was even trying to look to see like what happened between him and Mia X to see if there was any news about it because remember she dropped out because but the last thing I saw about Mia X is that she was like talking about the Hurricane Katrina documentary and stuff. But okay. I we'll see, and it's supposed to be in November. We're gonna see who's gonna be there, but I don't think Lil Wayne gonna be there because one thing we know about Lil Wayne, he might be a motherfucker, but he's a motherfucker gonna play about his money. And Master P Percy allegedly likes to play with people's money. So that's that on it. Allegedly, allegedly. Does anybody want to add anything on him before we go to the next story, child? Does anybody want to add anything other than the tomato before we go to the next story, child? Hey, gorgeous. Well, this next story, y'all. So y'all know I am living for any type of Hulk Hogan related drama, and the drama continues, honey. So, Bubba the Love Sponge. Are y'all familiar with him? I only know of the name. I'm just not familiar with him as an entertainer or a person, but I've heard that name before. Are y'all familiar with Bubba the Love Sponge?
Never heard of it.
Bubba
Oh,
the Love Sponge.
well, yes. Well, you about to hear
Okay.
from him today, honey, because Nick Hogan is suing his ass, honey. And I have this TMZ link. You see where it says Bubba the Love Sponge sued by Nick Hogan wants to block Hulk Doc's release. So Hulk Hogan's son Nick Hogan is suing Bubba the Love Sponge, alleging the popular radio host's unreleased documentary about the WWE legend infringes on his dad's copyrights and trademarks. Nick acting as a rep for Hulk's estate. And I just have to say, I was actually surprised to read that because remember the last story that we saw, it said that Sky, his wife Sky Daly, was over the estate. Or am I tripping? Did I misread that? But anyway, let me continue. So, Nick, who's acting as a rep for Hulk's estate, filed the lawsuit on Tuesday in a federal court in Florida. After Bubba revealed he's going to drop a video killed the radio star, the untold story of Hulk Hogan's sex tape scandal later this month. And this is Hulk and Bubba the Love Sponge back in 2009. Nick states the doc, which promises to tell the real story of how Hulk's romp with Bubba's then wife, Heather Clem, got leaked to the media, includes unauthorized images from the sex tape. Oh, okay, so that's who he was. It was his wife that Hulk Hogan was in the sex tape with. Okay, I knew I went crazy. I knew I heard of that name before. Anyway, In the suit, Nick alleges some of the video was actually played in a trailer that Bubba just recently released. Nick also claims Bubba's real name, Todd Allen Clem, has been promoting the document using Hulk's trademark without permission. Additionally, Nick says releasing the documentary, would violate a settlement agreement Bubba and Hulk entered into over the tape back in 2012. The details of the agreement are redacted in the suit. Nick is suing to stop the release of the documentary and for other unspecified damages. We've reached out to Bubba for comment. So far, no word back. Well, that was at that time that at the rioting, they didn't have any word, but I do have Bubba's response. But before we go Bubba's response, go ahead, favorite Taurus.
Bubba, the love sponge.
If he
Well,
wasn't
yes.
too much love since somebody else was in a sex tape with his wife.
It wasn't much to look at.
No.
Curiosity killed the cat, and I kind maybe caught a glimpse, and it was not pleasant to my eyes. So you know, I don't think that Bubba, the love sponge, should be able to kind of tell the story from his perspective, considering how he was so negatively impacted by the events. So I would like to see it. Well, not that part, not those parts, but just the story part. They can leave the other parts out. Yeah.
Honey, as a millennial, we have seen things that nobody should see with their own two eyes. But I saw the not documentary, but the sex tape myself at the time. When it was in the news, or not in the news, but when it was online chatter. Let's just say, yeah, just like favorite tour said, it was definitely a bore. However, for a racist white man, Hulk had a nice piece on him. I'll give him that. That it was all right. He was definitely above average when it comes to white men. But anyway, Bubba the Love Sponge actually responded on radio, and let me get that other link. And I'm sorry, we have a comment. He looks like Teresa Giudice's for Real Housewives. He does not look like no what's his name? Joe. Because Joe is he might be a motherfucker and a scammer, but Joe is fine. That's a fine Italian man. But anyway, so I have this other TMZ article. So he did finally respond to this. And you see where it says Bubba the Love Sponge livid over Nick Hogan lawsuit. How much more money do you need? He asks. So let's go down. There's a video here. Oh, where's that video? Is it at the top? No. Oh, here it is. Sorry.
There's another filing.
Yeah. Yes, an emergency one.
United
overnight.
States District Court, Middle District of Florida, Tampa Division. Terry McCoy. Look that guy's name up. Terry McCoy and Nick Bolea. Nick, like Nick. How much more money do you need, buddy? Like you're suing me. You're suing me. Do you know the things I've done for you? And Lummy, you know that big high spot?
Yes.
I actually got it from a lawyer yesterday. 3 years statute of limitations. And that happened in '07. So I can talk about what I did for Nick.
Oh, I cannot wait for this.
Oh, yeah.
Do you think Nick plans to take any money he wins in the lawsuit to give it to the Graziano family?
Should.
Mm-mm. Then it goes on to say, Bubba, whose real name is Todd Allen Clem, as we just read, said he doesn't understand why he's even a defendant in the federal suit, claiming he doesn't have ownership of the upcoming Holt documentary that Nick's going after. I don't own any of it, Bubba said. They're suing the wrong people. All that aside, Bubba said the doc, Video Killed the Radio Star, the untold story of the Hulk Hogan sex tape scandal, actually paints Nick's dad well. You dumbass, Bubba said in a message to Nick. Did you watch it? Do you realize your father is not portrayed in a bad light at all? Nick, acting as a rep for Hulk's estate, sued Bubba, as we just read. So I won't have to reread that. But yeah, so he says, how much more money you need, you motherfucker? You need to donate some of that money to the Graziano family, who I haven't read about that scandal, so I don't know why he said that. And he says the documentary actually paints your father in a good light, you dumbass. So there's that on that. Go ahead, favorite Taurus.
I just have to say, "Racist Republican Infighting" is one of my favorite songs, and I want it on repeat.
Okay, I love it. Oh, well, does anybody want to add anything about Nick Hogan, Hulk Hogan, or Bubba the Love Sponge before we go to the next story?
I'm sorry, what was that story about again?
Above average racist white penis that's now dead.
Baby, look.
Oh, well, this next story, we won't spend too much time on it because it's so stupid, and it's actually a nothing burger, really, because we really don't really see it for Lil Yachty. But he's actually getting some flack because people are noticing a pattern of how he is in his meet and greets, of how he treats his female fans versus how he treats his male fans. So I have to, and yes, y'all, he actually has fans. But you see where it says here, by way of all hip hop, Lil Yachty slammed for ignoring male supporters at meet and greet. And we can just go straight down to the video. Da 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 da. Where is it? Where is it? Here
I
it
can
is.
only imagine why.
Hello.
Mm.
It's fun to stay at the
I mean, do you see? Just hand out, not even looking at them in the eye. They are
Uh,
paying to come and see you, you ugly fuck, and this is how you treat them? Are you kidding me? Oh,
that's
girl.
crazy.
And look, and people are weighing in. One user wrote, "Imagine paying your money to meet somebody you fuck with, and they treat you like this." Every week, this nigga shows that he's an asshole in a different way. Some online commenters weren't surprised, pointing to Yachty's past behavior in comments, like how I know they don't listen to him. He literally talks shit about niggas who act like groupies. And first of all, these niggas not acting like groupies; they're acting like fans who came to see you. Anyway, despite accusations that he was flirting with female attendees, Yachty has previously rejected the idea that he engages in casual encounters. In 2022, he wrote, "I feel sorry for women who have the intentions on fucking me the first night they meet me because I don't do that. I wasn't raised that way. Hashtag get to know the real me." And the meet and greet backlash comes just weeks after another controversy involving his stupid ass where he talked with that George Floyd lyric. So we won't even have to rehash that. But
Mm-mm.
yeah.
Are men not supposed to like his music? Is that what? What? Huh? That's the
Mm,
biggest supporters of most hip hop artists are men of all races. Like, what
mhm.
is going on here? Little Yachty is a little stupid, is what he is.
Yeah, he's a weirdo. And we have a comment saying it's not uncommon. Unfortunately, it's not. It's really not. But I mean, I don't see how you and then like for because apparently this is not like an isolated incident. This is something that he has a pattern of doing. And
Mm.
you all see that this man, because y'all are fans of his, so you see how he's interacted with fans before, and you're still paying your hard-earned money to go see him at a meet and greet, only to get turned with his hand out for you to give him a five or some shit, not even looking at you in the eye, saying thank you for coming. Girl,
Nothing. I wish the fuck I would give my
mm-mm.
money to something like that. But and that's why fans are fans because they, I guess, put up with crap like this and
Well,
oh,
my favorite tour is just raise his hand, and you know what? I think I know where this is going. Go ahead, favorite tour.
So the thing is, like the number of tickets in comparison to folks that actually attend these concerts are so small. Like say for a meet and greet, you might have like 20 slots available, but the arena holds like 16,000 people. That's like what 1.5%, if that. So the thing is, like, there's not that many stories about people providing their actual experiences from these meet and greets because it gets drowned out by everything else. So in order to really get like a Yelp review, if you will, you have to dig for it. And even when you do get those get the feedback from folks who did attend these meet and greet sessions. It's very surface level. They're not really holding these artists accountable for like their inaction, poor behavior, that type of thing. It's like, oh well, I met so and so, and this, that. No, I'll do it again. But they express the interaction was less than stellar, and they're paying top dollar because they have such a connection to this artist's work. And I really wish that more people who attended these meet and greets would find a way to amplify their voices and share their experiences, and not from a place of anger or passion, but of fact of their experience, as well as giving constructive criticism as to how to make it better. Um, Also considering like many people don't have it like that, so you have to consider someone is a fan of. We'll stick with Little Yachty in this instance. Little Yachty, huge fan. This person's music could have kind of saved somebody's life, right? And they say a meet and greet ticket is $2,000. I said that on purpose. Say a meet and greet ticket is 2 grand, right? They don't have it like that. But what are they going to do? They're going to work those extra hours. They're going to save up as much money as they can to get that ticket, just for the opportunity to tell them thank you for saving my life, or thank you for how your art has affected my life in a positive way, and I'm met with that. To If you think about it from that perspective, it would piss you all the way off, because not everyone has the
Mhm.
opportunity to pay for a concert ticket, a meet and greet ticket, and make it back 10 times over. Not everybody got it like that. So it's really unfortunate that these artists see them as like as a cash grab, a quick cash grab at that. And so some artists, they do receive the feedback. I'm saying this on purpose. Some artists, when they do receive that feedback personally, they make the necessary changes, and many times they stop them altogether, which is for the betterment of everyone involved.
Mhm. Well, I would say Lil Yachty is not certain artists, so I don't. You don't have and I hate, because this is going to sound terrible, but that some artists like have actually paid their dues, and Eh, it sucks that they act like that, but they have, I'm not gonna say every right to, but they kinda they pay their dues. So I mean, but a motherfucker like Lil Yachty who's paid nothing, I think what's his contribution? Writing Act Up for the City Girls? Like, no, you don't get to act like that to your fans. You get the fuck out my face with that with your ugly ass. Go ahead, Chilly.
The only person I see, and he never will be that artist. Just saying that, but the only person I see who really has reposts of his meet and greets is Chris Brown. And even though it's known that he's in the light skinned women and dark skinned women can't come in his section and all this stuff I've heard, he was recently on Twitter of a video really interacting with a dark skinned girl that had paid money to meet and greet him. So this is the kind of respect that you give your fans who pay money to come back and say hi to you, pay thousands of dollars. This is crazy that he would even do that. And his next meet and greet, shouldn't nobody pay, man or woman. I mean, I wouldn't respect a person as a female that would treat that segment of his fans in a nasty way. That would, but that's me. People, hey, I'm only speaking for myself because some people just don't care, as we can see how people still support that person I just named, but
Mhm.
including many women. So, but for myself, that would turn me off entirely.
Yeah, and I hate to say it, and then we have a comment saying that cokehead, that flipping cokehead is homophobic as well. But what he does do, he gives the fans their money worth. They paying to see him in a meet and greet. Well, we want to take a crazy picture. You want us to like both put our arms behind our head and shit. Let's do it. But it,
Well, I was
you know,
thinking that when you said it was the men he was mistreating, he's so homophobic. He doesn't want any man back there, groupie, fan, whatever. If if you're that homophobic, you homophobic and won't even wash your ass with a soap and a wash rag. In my opinion, if that's how deep your homophobia go, you don't want to shake any man's hand and look him in the eye. Something is wrong with you, for real. And I hope you never have any male children.
Ooh, girl, I have stories. Go ahead, favorite Taurus.
Now the calls coming from inside the house. If someone has to act that way to suppress certain feelings or urges,
Uh,
he's kind of telling on himself.
They can't sit with us.
I'm just saying, like you can't really have that disdain against an entire demographic of folks who
right.
haven't done shit to you unless you have something internally yourself that you are battling that and you see those people as a mirror or you see something in them that mirrors something about you, you know.
You don't want it to slip out.
Exactly.
I see your point. I mean, it makes sense. You,
It,
you
there
I,
was a comedian, I cannot think of his name, but he had a joke that I love, and he was like, "Yeah, I moved out to LA. You know how LA is expensive, so I had to get a roommate. It was a studio apartment, and I shared it with a gay man." And then he said his friends was saying like, "Well, how can you share? I could never share an apartment or share anything with a gay man." And he was like, "Oh, wow, you don't trust yourself?"
makes a lot of sense. Like, you know, come on, man.
I wish I knew that comedian's name. He's a young black guy too. I wish I could think of his name right now. But
That's a good joke.
anyway, does anybody want to add anything on y'all stupid ass before we go to the next story?
The hell with this dude. Move along, move along.
Okay, well, our next story, I just want before I start, I want to ask, have any of you, because I know y'all probably don't read it as much as I do, but have any of you seen like on your Twitter or any news, anything or any news or any whispers about Alicia Keys and Swiss Beats getting a divorce?
No.
Me either. I didn't see not one like literally one story about that. But I brought that up. I have this Vibe article and
Oh,
he
wait a
addresses
minute.
divorce
Wait a minute.
rumors.
Somebody got their hand up.
Oh, sorry. Thank you, Boo. Go ahead, favorite Taurus.
Sorry, I'm a little slow off the mark here. I haven't heard anything about that, but he did hear about um, the, the potential of like a side baby, and all I have to say to that is cackle in Mashonda. That's all.
Not a
Wake it
side,
up.
baby. Uh oh. Okay. Okay.
And we look, we take, I'm a black millennial gay, honey. We stand for Mashonda down over here. Why? Because of that song Blackout Alone. But anyway, but Swiss Beats addresses Alicia Keys' divorce rumors after weeks of speculation. So when I saw it, I'm like, well, what speculation? Who was speculating that they were divorced? But anyway, weeks after rumors began spreading of a separation and impending divorce between Swiss Beats and wife Alicia Keys, the producer has addressed the speculation with a remark on social media. The high art connoisseur let the truth be known within the comment section of a Shade Room post of him and Keys dancing together while on a trip celebrating their 15-year anniversary. The clip was a repost from his own page. Everybody knew we was divorced but us, Swiss, who's 46, wrote following six laughter emojis. We found out on our 15-year anniversary vacation. People rather believe fake gossip instead of the truth because they are miserable, and because they're miserable, we have nothing to do with that. Bless up. And this is the video, honey. He said he was trying to get his white girl dancing on or whatever. Okay, enough of that. Uh, so, and it says divorce rumors began to swirl in late July after gossip YouTube channel Miss T created a video citing social media as the source of allegations that the Rough Riders producer cheated on Keys, resulting in a child with another woman, and the multi Grammy winner filing for divorce. So there's that side baby that Favorite Tours brought up. Rumors were further spread when the Ricky Smiley Show picked up the story for its hashtag Gary with the T segment. Shout out to Gary with the T. Y'all remember we did him for what was it? Was it Pride Month? I think. Of we did we honored him on Pride Post. But anyway, Swiss Beats and Alicia Keys married on July 31st, 2010, and share two children, sons Egypt, 14, and Genesis, who's 10. Swiss is also the father of son Prince Nasir, who's 24, whom he shares with former partner Nicole Levy, son Kasim, who's 18, who he shares with ex-wife Mashonda, and daughter Nicole, who's 17, who he shares with singer Jonna Sebastian.
Damn.
So he's just slanging that dingling around, honey.
I didn't know he had all that.
Swiss beat it up. I know that's right. I know that's right. Look, it's look how you get them is how you lose them. Look, wake it up, wake it. But see that whole thing, y'all know. I don't know because y'all we've talked offline about the knowledge that I know about Alicia Keys personally that I'm not going to say on a recorded line, but it's just I think this whole thing, and I think really Swiss is behind it, but I can't prove it. But this whole thing was just playing in the public space, and let's long story short, I do not believe with the knowledge that I know that Alicia Keys is into men at all. So that's
And
I don't even think there's any like even a little bit of bisexuality there. I think this girl is straight lesbian, honey, strictly coochie. Mm-mm. But hey, look, they seem to be happy doing their white girl dances together. So hey, and he addressed the 15-year divorce rumors that I guess only two people were talking about according to this article. Because again, I didn't hear anything about Swiss Beats nor Alicia Keys getting any divorce, and I didn't even hear about the side baby until Favorite Tours just brought it up.
he could have kept all of that because we didn't need to know, nor do we care. People just speak up when they don't have to. Just shut up. You don't give it nothing. You know, these rumors were not widespread by any means.
By any means. Look, we have a comment: reverse lavender marriage. Well, yes, exactly that. Exactly that. He's her you remember we learned what a beard was, and then now we know what the so he is her wig.
Her ponytail.
Mhm.
And just looking at the video, she was dressed just like him. Like, huh?
Exactly.
Okay. Anyway, we don't care.
Exactly. Go ahead, favorite scorers.
Well, not to wake it up, but she did say in that one song, "I won't tell your secrets. Your secrets are safe with me." She'll probably talk about herself. Never know.
Mhm.
They've been lavenderly married 15 years. I'm happy for 'em.
Yeah.
They're stable, got two kids, nice, stable home, I guess. Whatever. Just don't pay it no mind. You didn't have to tell us anything really. Let people
What?
speculate, because when you
I know
start
the women
denying,
they be inviting to that room, honey, allegedly, I know they be
uh,
getting a
aunt,
down.
auntie,
'Cause I heard
auntie,
Alicia.
auntie. Let's go commercial break, producer.
Okay. Look, y'all need to be saying Alicia Keys is not allowed around my girlfriend. That's what y'all need to be
And we're gonna leave it at that, okay?
saying. Go ahead, favorite Taurus.
So are you trying to say her fingers are used more than
Her,
just on pianos?
exactly. Yes, yes,
Okay.
indeed. The fingers and that voice and mouth.
Well, voice is a stretch. Uh,
Oh, oh,
Oh my God.
allegedly. Well,
Yeah.
speaking of people who should be quiet, August Alsina. Now, I don't know if y'all have seen this chatter on y'all timelines. I certainly have, and it's been actually going on for quite some time. But I have another Vibe article, and you all should see here. August Alsina confirms Zoo is his boyfriend, clarifies that he never groomed him. So, August Alsina and his partner Zoo are no longer leaving fans to guess the nature of their relationship as the two are officially a couple. The R&B singer first raised eyebrows back in 2022 when he introduced Zoo as his love during his appearance on VH1's Surreal Life. At the time, many took it as August Alsina's way of coming out, though the pair never quite defined their relationship publicly. And we weren't stupid. We knew exactly what it was. But anyway, still, the signs of a romance were there as they didn't shy away from matching fits, cozy photos together, joint music ventures, and even intimately posting together for Alcina's Encina Wellness brand. Hmm.
Isn't this the guy who supposedly associated with Jada? Is
The
this
very
this? Uh,
hmm
okay, okay.
the very same August Alsina, honey. So, following a recent appearance during ATL Pride Weekend event at Opium Club, Zoo decided to clarify their relationship after murmurs of when they met began looming on. Many began speculating that August began dating Zoo when he was a minor, and according to the rapper, this simply is not true. August is my boyfriend, Zoo wrote in a lengthy IG story post. This is my first and only time addressing this. I don't give a fuck about any external validation whatsoever. I don't need anyone's likeness, but I'm a grown ass man with his own mind and free will. If I ever do anything, it's because I want to do it. Zoo addressed the timeline of their relationship, shutting down claims about when they first crossed paths. I met August when I was already of age, an adult. Aug didn't even know me when I was 16 or 17. Not sure where that came from. Yeah, there's a slight age difference, but y'all pick and choose who to judge when it comes to that. We have known each other for 5 years towards the end of for 5 years towards the end of the year. So he's speaking in future terms because that's what we plan to make it. Okay. So he also shared that they kept quiet about their relationship for so long because it was about keeping the peace. I know I'm not an person and prioritize my peace before anything and protect my relationship because the media at times can seep in and tarnish beautiful dynamics. But I can see how being quiet and trying to protect something of value to you can allow some people to spin the narrative and create a bunch of different scenarios which aren't true. Og gives me a great life and I'm thankful, he added, praising his man. What y'all don't know is that I run this relationship. I call the shots. August just shows up and supports me in whatever I want to do. He supports my dream. He is a dream. Mm-mm. Moments later, Alcina hopped on X to echo his partner's sentiments and shut down the critics, reaffirming their love and the facts of how they met. Responding to one ex user who defended their relationship, he wrote online, "Niggas be so desperate to project their unhappiness and spin a narrative. It's truly a reflection of the deeply unhealed inner child." In another post, he jokingly capped his stance with, signed, a closeted nigga, because why you a grown ass man worried about another grown man's dick? Okay.
Hmm.
So what started this is because, and if I'm probably like, I'm paraphrasing, of course, but it started where, he said, like, he was talking about how they met, how they love each other, and they coming out. He said, "We've been together for 5 years, and I think, Zoo is only 22 years old. So if y'all been together for 5 years, and if my math is correct, yeah."
Well, but even 16 is the age of consent in a lot of states. So he was 17 or about
Mhm.
to turn 17. So, um, I don't know. But I've seen this name on Twitter, Zoo, but I had no idea what it was about. I just scrolled past because I didn't know the T and I didn't read the T or whatever was going on. I just seen the name, but I didn't know this is what it was about.
Mhm. It's unfortunately, honey, it's a really, I'm not gonna say difficult conversation, but it's a difficult thing to accept because he's definitely not gonna see it at the age he is now. But he most certainly is being groomed, whether he wants to believe it or not.
Well,
And August,
how old is
uh,
August
he's 32, I believe,
now? So he was
5
27,
years ago.
and the
Mhm.
guy was 16, maybe at close to 17.
Mhm.
Hmm.
Old enough to know better.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep, and this is all alleged. He claims that he but it, what me and Moderna were actually talking about this together because we just couldn't believe the amount of supporters that he actually had. Like now like grooming and pedophilia and stuff are like it happens a lot unfortunately like in the gay community.
Hmm.
And
Right.
it's like, why are y'all defending this? Like, this is not okay. But listen, Zoo is of age now. He's 22, and if he's happy, I'm happy for him. He thinks he controls that relationship. Okay, bro, because you're gonna find out later down the line that's not true. But hey, that's all I gotta say. Hey, this is a real.
It's definitely a young viewpoint. What you
Hmm.
think you're doing as opposed to what's really happening. That's what young people do who aren't quite, you know, matured yet. So, uh, yeah. Go ahead,
Hmm.
Will.
I think it boils down to two things. Like people that are in support, they are projecting what they desire. We see it a lot, especially within the queer community. When someone is conventionally attractive, they want to appease whatever they have going on to stay in their good graces. It's a very weird and odd dynamic, no matter what happens. And it could also be that they themselves have been, I don't want to say victim, they have experienced similar situations where they themselves were the groomee, which unfortunately isn't uncommon in many queer spaces.
I think you bring up a good point. I think that's exactly what it is. A lot of us have experience in this, but I think a lot of is the resistance is of calling it what it is. Like a victim just they don't want to say I was a victim, like they don't want to say I was groomed and stuff because it just kind of puts it they don't want to be victimized, I guess. But it a lot of us have gone through this. Like we need to call a spade a spade. But uh no. Go
Yeah.
ahead, favorite Taurus.
Even in my waking life, thankfully, that's never been my experience. However, I have engaged with people just interpersonally who share their stories, and they themselves have been essentially manipulated into situations with older men, and some of them see it as like a badge of honor, considering that it may have resulted in a marriage when they did become of age. It's a very odd and weird dynamic. Situation you could talk about it was rather uncomfortable, and they're saying it was such uh, um saying with the air like, oh, I have this experience is more than most people have, so therefore, but what I've experienced is more valid than anyone else. Like, well, it's really no different than someone being assaulted in other forms as well. So I'm not sure how. Well, I didn't see how this person could have kind of equated the two and saw it as a positive, but it wasn't my story to tell. It wasn't my experience. So, but yeah, it definitely does happen, unfortunately, because many of these young queer people out here are just unprotected in many senses of the world, and they're vulnerable, and these older men tend to take advantage of that, unfortunately.
Yes, indeed. Well, does anybody want to add anything else about August and Zoo and this relationship before we go to the next story? Y'all, this next story, honey. Kelly Price, she is tired of us. She said, I'm sick of you niggas, honey. I'm sick of y'all. Y'all talk too much and I'm sick of it. Black people, black women in particular, I'm sick of y'all. This is what Kelly says. So I have another Vibe article. And you see where it says here Kelly Price calls out nasty, disrespectful black women who have trolled her appearance. So let's just go. So it's an Instagram post. Let's just go down straight down to watch it, see what she has to say.
Black women, you are some of the most nasty, disrespectful people. But any man that feels that he has the right to disrespect a woman that has never done anything to them because they want to feel whatever and they realize that they will never have to say what they say under a picture or a video of me, something that is nasty and hurtful, and you want to put it there, You do you do that because you a bitch. And I mean that from the bottom of my heart. Before I was saved, I was a black girl born and raised on the south side of Jamaica. So let's make that abundantly clear. Okay? That's number one. Number two, to you women activists out here, you DEI hires who getting ready to lose your job if you haven't lost it already, because guess what? I haven't lost mine, and I'm not going to lose it. Because while you fighting for somebody in another culture to get your job, God gave me my voice. And yes,
So that's part one. This is three parts, by the way. So just let me play part two.
I'm letting you have it right now because ain't nothing you can do about that. And while you looking for a new job, I'm still going to be selling out theaters and venues looking like a fat slob in clothes that you said that I look nasty in. And my feet are so damn big. And who dressed me? I'm still going to be making my money. I don't even do this, but I'm so sick of black people and their bullshit. I'm saying what I want to say. If you got a problem with what I'm saying and you know, Lord, pray for me because I'm not there yet. I'm not there yet. Okay? I'm not there yet. Black women, you are some of the most nasty, disrespectful people on God's planet Earth. The things that you say about other black women, but you're an activist and you are educated and you are this and you are that and you are the other.
Okay, and then the last part.
Find yourself because a degree does not give you class. Find yourself because a degree ain't gonna get your stupid ass into heaven. Find yourself because being a keyboard thug on social media ain't gonna do nothing but your ass whipped when somebody know that you don't even know is watching you. I said what I said.
Well, and it goes on to say social media immediately ran to her comments, with some calling her out as a hypocrite. The call is coming from inside the house. We watch R&B divas. You are exactly who you speak of, Kelly Price wrote one person. She is definitely one of the ones she's talking about, said another. On the flip side, a third person said, she said what she said. Love it, as a fourth person added. It says, MH is always your own people trying to tear you down, tear down their own instead of building them up. It's so sad. I love you, Kelly. Stay blessed. Okay. One thing I don't want to do is negate anybody else's experience, and because I'm sure she's probably seen some really nasty comments and stuff about her appearance and stuff. But I hate. I guess maybe she's saying black women and stuff because this is like who mostly her fan base is and stuff. But I just kind of I hate when people, because if anybody from the outside was reading this, they would read this as, oh, black women are just nasty and disrespectful, when we know that's not true. They can get this, but they're not the most disrespectful. And I think black women are probably the most supportive of Kelly. That's why she stays booked and busy. So I I mean, I get you frustrated, girl, but this is kind of like, I don't. Then she talking about, so the degree ain't gonna get your stupid ass in heaven. Find yourself, and talking about you DEI hires, about your job, fight for another people's culture. I'm like, what is she? Okay, go ahead, favorite Taurus.
She lost me with those Republican ass talking points. That's where she lost me. And
Exactly.
selling out stadiums. If anything, she sells out convention centers during in the Chitlin circuit. Not quite the same thing.
She said theaters. She did say theaters. She didn't say
Oh,
stadium.
okay. It
Because I would
convention
have been
center,
like, girl, please.
right? So my point is, like, there is an air of grandeur there. I'll just say that. Mm, it is not. It's not lost on me. Also, that I won't say that, but she continues to be wrong. She continues to be loud and wrong. Wouldn't she just? Yeah, it's unfortunate somebody so talented is going down this route trying to defend themselves. You know it. Oh well.
And I really hate, as a fan, a huge fan of Kelly Price, I really hated that she did R&B Divas because it did not make her look. It actually made her look like a bully, and it was not a good look at all. It was so. Go ahead, gorgeous.
Jeffrey Roll.
I'm glad I didn't watch whatever R&B divas. I heard she was a mess on there, but I never watched. Thank God. Um, I will say she is speaking on some of the same sentiments as Money Long. Um,
Hmm.
and I don't know if they're being trolled by people pretending to be black women because it's very specific, but they both kind of had the same argument. I don't like the talking, like all the other stuff she was saying, like, girl, we're the most educated. Stop. Please, let's not do that. Um, but I do get that sometimes there are people, people are internet thugs, keyboard thugs. They do try and get their shit off. And, but I don't think it is, I wouldn't, I don't know. I don't think it is like all black women. Some of them, I think, may be impersonating black women. I don't know, because a lot of people like to troll and do that. So, but I do get the frustration of like, tearing down someone's appearance. And, that's what they did to Money Long, and she's got lupus. And just because they didn't know, they were still talking about her looks and why her face looked like that and da 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 and yada yada yada. I'm like, what's going on? Y'all, look, we about to lose a whole country and y'all worried about the wrong shit. But okay, go ahead.
Go ahead,
So I wasn't going to say this, but fuck it, I'll say it. It's not lost on me that certain demographic of people have been known to uphold and to stand behind the most problematic people, the most problematic entertainers. I'll just say that, and be loud in their support of them as well. So there's something to it. I'll say that.
What do you mean
And
by something to
I
it?
just
I'm confused. I'm sorry, it went over my head a little bit. So,
There is something to what she's saying, meaning there's a through line there. I don't quite have the language to it. However, I'm seeing similarities in how the two are equal in some regard.
okay, and that also, and I don't know if it's maybe they're cut from the same cloth type of thing. So yeah, good thing. Auntie?
I hope I'm not talking over anybody. I think my mic is
No,
out.
we didn't hear you.
Okay.
Yeah, okay, we can hear you
Okay.
now.
So, well, and I would have, because I get what Will is saying, because because I remember Gabrielle Union a few years back actually had some, but she didn't use a bunch of Republican talking points. That was the difference. What Gabrielle was saying, how she felt like in these black spaces, she sees that a lot. It's the black women that are saying negative things about her, like, "Oh, why her feet look like that? Oh, why she wearing that? Or why she doing this?" So she did say, but once she started going into you like, Will, you lost me, honey. When you was like, you DEI hires and stuff, girl. What is you talking about? Like, we have a comment. The projection, yeah.
And doesn't she realize? No
Well,
shade, but don't you
that
realize
on
she's
that,
a?
honey.
Uh-oh. Can you?
I could hear you, Will. I don't know. Auntie, could you hear Will?
Yeah, I said, don't she realize she's and then it went out.
I was like, in some, she might be a DEI hire herself. I'm just saying. Like, if we want to talk about archetypes and stereotypes, I mean, in regards to the whole DEI discussion, she may she may not see that she fits into some of those as well. So you have to be very careful when you make those types of statements about groups of people, especially when those groups of people you share commonalities within more than one area. You got to be very careful.
Yes,
Yeah,
indeed.
I agree. I don't know. Um, yeah, I don't know what happened to her from her first and even second album. I don't know what happened after that, but mm, she seems a bit bitter, a little bit. But I wish her the best.
She's an Aries. Of course we're bitter. That's what we do.
But again, I also do understand the energy is don't play with me in my comments. Like you ain't gonna say it to my face. So yeah, I do respect that energy. But yeah, the DE hire shit was like, okay, girl, stop now. You fucking up. I had you in the beginning, but now you lost me.
Hmm. Well, does anybody want to add anything to this story? I got two more stories left,
Oh,
and both of them about white people. But I promise they're juicy. Well, this day, and I won't read the entire article with this next story because it's a long one. But you remember we've been talking about Scott Wolf and Kelly Wolf and their messy divorce, and how they're in the midst of their messy
yeah,
divorce. So
yeah.
there's been an update. Kelly will actually be entering a treatment center.
Mm, how about that?
I'm not surprised. Yeah, yeah.
Enter treatment as she faces three charges amid Scott Wolf divorce. So Kelly Wolf appeared in court on Tuesday, yesterday, treatment center, being arrested, charged with doxing and electronically harassing her estranged husband, Scott Wolf. I have informed everyone that needs to know I will be attending a treatment center starting on September 12th, the real world alum who's 48 said during her arraignment. Kelly faces a total of three misdemeanor charges amid her contentious divorce from Scott, who's 57. One charge of misdemeanor electronic communications harassment stemming from an incident on August 25th, and two charges of misdemeanor electronic disclosure of personal identifying information connected to events that transpired on August 26th. All three charges are marked domestic violence related per the presiding court. This is what was both Bart Johnson and Scott Wolf now for 6 months. All I wanted to do was leave a marriage, Kelly continued during the hearing. I'm excited to go to the treatment center. I'm looking forward to it. I recommend it all the time as a mentor. I hope that helped. Kelly shared her plans and Ellich denied Utah's leading prosecutor Wendy Crossland's request for a proof of compliance with pretrial release conditions of her bail, which stipulated that she participate in narcotic testing and participate in inpatient or outpatient medical, behavioral, psychological, and psychiatric treatment before her next hearing on September 30th. The judge did not rule on the prosecutor's previous request that Kelly be barred from posting on social media as a condition of her release, which expires midnight on Tuesday. Look, at 12:01, she gonna say, "My ex-husband is a bitch." Let me stop. But yeah, so I mean, you want to enter rehab and all of that. After you done cause all that fuss and ruckus and stuff like that, it's like, okay, girl, because this
Well,
divorce is going to be messy.
when I knew she was a mess when she didn't have custody, I said, "Oh, okay, you the problem." Because for them to take kids from their mama and not have like some type of split custody, and the dad has full custody, oh yeah, you the problem. It's you, and you probably are on drugs. That's why you getting a divorce, and because you're crazy and erratic. So get
Hmm.
help, girl, get help.
Yes, and don't waste them going there wasting them people time. I'm excited. You're not going to a party, girl. You're not going to Disney World. You're going to rehab. Go ahead, favorite tourist.
I must say she hit it very well because I'm not sure if you all saw I believe it was on Paramount Plus. They had like the real world reunion of sorts where they had folks from New Orleans specifically reunite in the house that they shared or a similar house that they shared to have a similar experience that they did when they were first on the show years later when they were much older, and she didn't give on to any of this was happening. She was a very normal white woman. I'm Merrick Scott Wolf, ha ha ha. Everything is great. So, so she handled whatever that she was going through extremely well, I must say.
She was probably taking her medications back then.
I was like, how long ago was that? Somewhere she fell off the wagon. Somewhere she lost
Mhm.
control.
Like 2 or 3 years ago.
Yeah, you know,
Mhm.
a lot
Allegedly,
happens in two
allegedly. I don't know
years.
if she on
Uh,
medication or not.
allegedly, but you know, a lot changes in 2 years. Mm, mm, mm. But for the judge to take kids from a white woman too? Oh yeah, she was out of pocket. There had to be evidence.
Mhm. Well, does anybody want to add anything about Kelly or Scott before we go to our last story? Okay, well, this last story is a little weird, and I'm gonna tell y'all why I think it's weird. Because okay, so the first because this I'm gonna put this story in two parts. The first one, so y'all are familiar with Greg Louganis, I'm sure. If I know who this sports person is, I know for damn sure y'all know who he is. But Greg Louganis, so he is saying that he has to sell his Olympic medals to fund his move outside of the United States because he needs the money. So y'all see, I have this link here from People, and you see where it says diving legend Greg Louganis sells his Olympic medals to move out of the U.S. I needed the money, he says. So Olympian Greg Louganis says he parted ways with three of his Olympic medals recently because he needed the money. In a post on Facebook, Louganis, who's 65, reflected on selling his Olympic hardware as well as his home to make ends meet as he relocated from the United States to Panama. So I am 60 years old and I'm as Louganis his post. I have auctioned three of my medals, which sold, I believe, because I went against what the experts told me the last time when I tried the first time. He continued. I told the truth. I needed the money. While many people may have built businesses and sold them for a profit, I had my medals, which I am grateful for. So, the five-time Olympic medalist considered he might have not been in that position if he had proper management over the course of his diving career. But what's done is done. Live and learn, he wrote. Louganis, who divorced his husband, Johnny Shalat, in 2021, went on to share that he is very happy with the new owner of his home. I think it's and a sense of safety to those who enter the house, he said. Embarking on his new life in Panama, Louganis said far over home, including import taxes to Panama. From Louganis, he recalled how she would often tell him, "Make everywhere you go better because you were there." Louganis also reflected on the victims of January fires in California. I had many friends, people I was close to, lost everything in the Woolsey fire and Palisades fire just this year, he wrote. I know I am choosing this, but their resilience is an inspiration for me to start anew with an open heart. Excuse me, I really close myself off, shut myself down, and play a small for the comfort of others. And play small for the comfort of others, excuse me. I don't think I have realized or given myself credit for what I might be able to accomplish, Louganis reflected. Now I get to discover who is Greg Louganis without the distraction and noise from outside. At least this is my goal. And hey, I may not find that, he continued. I think I may find it at times in moments. My goal is to live it. Discover, allow, nurture that human spirit through the experiences of life. To be joyful in the moments, embrace the grief, the anger, and the laughter, and embrace it all, feel it all in this experience we call our lives. Louganis, considered one of the greatest American divers in history, specialized in the 3-meter springboard and 10-meter platform events. He won gold in both disciplines at the 1984 and 1988 Olympics and silver in the 10-meter platform at the 1976 Games. So, yes, I love that advice. Sounds like great advice. Oh, I need to start anew. I want to start anew, blah, blah, blah. The reason I said that this is a funny story to me because just 5 days ago, like, while I was on the road and when I got bored and was reading the news and stuff, I saw a story that said something about him having uh new management or something like that. And I'm like, well, wait. But anyway, this is a variety link, and this is the one I'm talking about from a few days ago. You see, it was released on August 28th. And you see where it says Greg Louganis signs with Innovative Artists Entertainment. And then he just talks about Greg Louganis has signed with Move Ho. Sorry. Signed with the Innovative Artists Entertainment for representation. IAE will rep Louganis in television hosting, commentary, brand endorsements, speaking engagements, and podcast development. The world-renowned diver continues to be represented by Amiri Law. Let's see, it talks about his being a decorated yeah, let's see. I'm trying to get this. Oh, yeah. Leganis is the latest in a string of signings for IAE over the past few months. Variety previously reported that the agency had recently signed on to rep people like comedian CP and Biggie Brown, as well as Yellowstone alum Denham Richards. Earlier this year, IAE formed a strategic partnership with Coral Tree Partners, which assumed a minority stake in the agency late March. So, okay. So I don't know if y'all, maybe I'm reading too much into this. Maybe like Chill would say, I'm making cake out of cupcakes. But how are you selling your Olympic medals because you need money? But now you have this like, but a few days ago they were just talking about you just signed this deal with, and now you're planning to, I don't know, something is off. And now he's
The
moving to
math,
Panama. Is I in Panama?
the math ain't mathing.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so now I don't feel so crazy because I'm like, something ain't right. Because, huh? You got new management and y'all talking about brand deal, you going on commentary for sport your goals, and now you're trying to position it like, oh well, it's something I want to do. My move to Panama. My mom says to make everywhere a great place just because I was there, and
Well, this signing
something
must
ain't right.
not be
That's that on that check.
lucrative with this IAE entertainment place. It must not be that lucrative if he has to sell his medals to get the money to relocate. I mean, it's weird.
That part. Go ahead, favorite tourist.
This man has been going through it for years. He has
Hmm.
a he's a very compelling and traumatic story. Um, he had a movie in like the '90s telling his life story, and it's sad that it hasn't gotten better since then. But I'm pretty sure that more will come out about this story, considering there's so many missing pieces to what's actually being sold here. Because when Auntie was telling the story, it didn't seem entirely truthful. It sounded like a PR story, like so. I'm pretty sure whatever it is will come out in full in due time.
Definitely gonna come about. Yes, indeed. Well, y'all, before I go not watch my stuff again, there are new no new LT that you want to share T that I might have missed.
Oh, I got one, Auntie. You might like this one.
Yeah.
It'll be short, but there's a new addition to the Love and Hip Hop Miami cast.
Uh-oh, Auntie's gone.
Oh no.
The stream, uh, the whole. Okay, now it's coming back, but the whole Jumbotron just. Okay, okay, Auntie's back now. I'm gonna mute you.
Woo child. Sorry about that, honey. And look, I was getting pissed too. I was like, you said you might like this story, and then all of a sudden my audio went out and I had to refresh. But so I hope I didn't miss what you were saying.
No, we waited for you,
No,
baby.
I waited for you.
Oh,
Um, so
yay! Thank you.
Love and Hip Hop Miami. There's a new addition to the cast, and it's Jeremiah.
Jeremiah.
Yeah,
Nice. That-
Oh, his cute self. Okay.
That's what entertaining.
they
Like I used to follow him.
they got great value Jason Derulo on the show, so it should be interesting, Auntie.
That's not great value.
Okay, not not too much. Let me say, not too much on Jeremiah Honey, because Jason Derulo is the great value Jason Derulo Honey because Jeremiah can actually sing. So no, that's what's up. I'm actually excited for this new season with the addition of Boots that we talked about earlier, and now Jeremiah. Oh, I can't wait to see what they do.
Yeah, yeah.
They need to bring Sukiyana back on now.
Who?
Ew.
Oh, Suki
Yeah,
with the good
Suki with the
coochie.
good coochie.
Uh-uh.
Mm, mm-mm, mm-mm.
Leave her where she is. Give her give her a cat in a hat book. Let her fumble through it. Mm-mm.
Well, thank you for that tea, favorite Taurus. Did anybody have any other tea that I might have missed or they wanted to share? Well, you all, thank you for taking time out of your busy day to come and sip tea with me. We will be back tomorrow at 12:30 Eastern Standard Time if you can make the live show. Don't forget to hit us up on our email, auntie at auntie